Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
The Big Show on Kiss 92.
Oh, my camera moved. I haven't been here like a week and the camera moved.
Of course, yeah. We've been having fun with your seat while you're gone.
Okay, there you go. Okay, welcome to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room.
Yay! In the studio!
Ohayo gozaimasu.
Annyeonghaseyo.
Oh
You
my
went to all those
goodness, are we
places.
back? We are back to Singapore.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in, and thank you so much for getting us gifts and all that. It's so
Thank
sweet.
you, Jerry.
So, you always give us gifts, right? So I got this from Hong Kong, and this is for you.
Oh, how sweet.
Smiley cookies. You can bring it back and
cookies.
share it with some of,
How cute is
the
that?
kids that come over to
Yeah.
your office.
Uncle Glenn's got kids some cookies.
Smiley cookies.
Smiley cookies and all. And thank you so much. Jerry got me cigarettes.
No,
These
they're
are not cigarettes. This is
Some
for
sort of cough,
people who have a sore throat.
sore throat thing. And then you got us these Korean goodies. I'm still trying to Google translate as to what is inside them because we're not
So
quite
far
sure.
away you can see. You cannot.
Oh,
you must bring
okay.
it like that.
There you go.
Okay.
If anyone can tell us what they are, let
Yeah,
us know.
okay.
Because everything is in Korean.
Some rice crackers.
Oh, is it
There's
rice
all-
crackers? Is it
Yes,
rice
it is.
crackers? Oh.
Yeah.
So pretty though.
That's why it's so light.
It's so it's all made of rice.
Yeah, it's very light.
It's so
Yours
buoyant.
is, well,
It is.
yours is a metal tin can.
Yes.
A metal
box.
tin can.
It's fully loaded.
So it's so zero waste. You can use that metal
Yes.
box for something else.
Sustainability.
Yes, there you go.
Can be where you put all your clutter.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so wait, I from what I gather, I need to report to you first.
Yes. He
Because
needs-
everyone has
Oh.
completed some homework. And so
Well, let's start with our topic for today.
Okay, what is
because
the topic?
it's new beginnings, right? Yeah.
But I
let's
just
start
want you
with
to
that.
know that I'm a good student and I prepared.
Okay.
Yes.
That's 3 S's and 2 C's.
Because you were
S's,
reminded by
2
the rest of
Correct.
the
Correct.
Yes.
Yes. 3 S's and 2 C's.
See, never
That's it.
Oh, 3 S's. Oh, no, I got it. It's here already.
He wasn't here last week.
He wasn't here last week, so-
Catching him up.
3 S's and 2 C's, I see.
Yes.
Start, stop, suspend,
Suspend.
continue, and change.
And I love it. I've been
Yes.
spreading the news everywhere, and I've even been telling people
Nice.
who've been going to parties
Yes.
that it's a great conversation
Yes.
starter.
It
What
is.
is your
Yes.
three S's and 2 C's?
And
We
I've
ac-
already got it down in March. We're going to do our quarterly check-in.
Cheyenne, not Cheyenne, Shalini and Cheyenne are keeping track of what we've written,
Oh,
and then they'll have
nice.
it on a Google
Yeah.
sheet, and we can backtrack.
Wow.
backtrack.
Okay.
Really
That's why you have producers as well. That's right, Angie.
Okay, before we get into today's thing, please remember, if you do have questions for Dr. Jerry, put them in the comments column of our Facebook page, put it up on YouTube, and we'll get to those questions a little later on.
That's right. The last 10 minutes of the show, you can ask Dr. Jerry anything you want.
They can fire missiles at me.
Anything.
Oh, no.
Anything.
Okay, so
New beginnings.
Yes.
New beginnings.
There's something actually called the fresh start effect.
Yes. So we want to make a fresh start. So every time we say, "Oh, New Year, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that," so a fresh start effect is actually for motivators to use to motivate themselves. So, when you get to that point where you say, "Oh, okay, next year I'm going to do this." So
Yeah.
people will go, 1st of January, I'll be a new person. And they come up with all sorts of resolutions and goals and everything. So that's why I was like, okay, let's do it beforehand so that we don't fail our resolutions, But there is a fresh start effect. So you feel motivated, you feel that energy.
you want to tell everybody on social media what exactly you plan to do, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
people do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
So it's harder to back out.
kids going to school. That's a new start, a fresh start effect as well.
No, so
No?
that would be what we call a landmark. So I will come
right,
to
okay.
that in a little while. So so when we have the fresh start effect, you try and disassociate from the past. Yeah, and
Clean
say,
slate,
okay,
okay.
there's a new goal, so the past is the past. We're going to focus on the current.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's
so
continue.
that's a fresh start.
Okay, let's talk about this on the Big Show TV. I just want to say a big shout out to Tommy, to Nigel, and to Kobe, who are on the way to school.
Oh,
Rather,
nice.
on the way
Good morning.
to their new schools.
Have a great new
Have
school year.
A great start.
Yeah.
Here's Les Seraphim with Perfect Night on Kiss 92.
Okay, so fresh starts.
Fresh start. So everybody that has the start, right? So what would the start? I think start a new hobby.
For FD,
You know,
yes.
yes.
Mine was start getting fitter, which
Okay.
I started yesterday and I'm going to continue.
Yay!
Yes.
So you started on the 1st of January.
January,
Yeah. So there's something called the temporal landmark. But did you start anything?
No, because I only found out about it today, so I'll try to start
Wasn't
tonight.
this
Start-
topic like from 2 weeks ago? Yeah, that's what I thought. When I wasn't here. Yes.
I was already thinking about. I was in the holiday mood already. So anyway, start sleeping earlier.
Oh, okay. That's a good one.
So when are you gonna start sleeping earlier?
As in this evening.
This
Instead of
evening?
sleeping at 1 a.m., I will sleep at
12:59.
10. Oh, wow. That's a big jump. Okay.
That
no.
is
That's a
a
big
big
jump.
jump.
Yeah.
Huge jump.
And you're
Wow.
gonna try from
this
tonight.
evening. Anyway, I've got a session with my trainer later, so I'll
It's
get him
going to
to
tire you out.
work
Yeah.
me really hard today. That'll be
Okay.
tired tonight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
that's a good idea.
It's, well,
Good way of doing it.
He's starting.
Okay. But what do you plan to stop?
I plan to stop shopping. I'm a shopaholic.
Did you not say you were shopping for Chinese New Year stuff?
You heard?
He did.
That was before.
That was
Before I put
yesterday.
this
He
down,
wasn't
yeah.
here yesterday, so yeah.
Correct. So I want to stop
Yeah.
shopping because I think I'm quite the shopaholic.
But I think you're right, FD. Earlier you said you think more a spendthrift.
He's a spendthrift
than
more
a
than a
shopaholic.
shopper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is true though.
Uh-oh.
You're
Yeah.
spendthrift.
Yeah.
But I'm like that. You see, I'm good like that because everyone likes me like that. You know, I'll go into a room, drinks for everybody on me, that kind of thing. I don't want to change that because I kind of like that about myself. But I don't like me at home online.
Okay.
Just,
Okay.
right.
You know
shopping
what's
and do
you know
lot of
what's a
that.
good start?
What?
Delete all your apps.
Cannot.
No, why not?
I don't because
Yeah, see?
it's comforting.
He'll
to-
start to get
yeah.
he'll start to panic and shake. You delete your Nike app, you delete your Lazada app,
Oh
your
my God.
Shopee app, your Redmart, everything. Amazon all gone.
That's
Okay.
hard.
It is hard. It
Yeah,
is hard.
I'm
It's
breaking out
okay,
in cold
let's
sweat
go.
already right now.
Let's go to the suspend.
Drinking because I drink a lot.
Drinking. So similar
Suspend.
to
Same. Yeah.
Because I know Chinese New Year, when I have guests over,
You're
I'll be
drinking.
drinking like there's no tomorrow.
Okay, so
Yeah.
dry January.
Stop now.
Dry
yes.
January.
And
yeah.
maybe drink again during Chinese New Year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue. What would you like to continue?
I want to continue working out religiously because right now I work out with my trainer 3 times a week, and I've been doing this for the past quite some time now.
2 months,
actually.
3 months?
More than that.
Well,
Yeah, but
yeah.
you have a track record of about 6 months. And
6
then you
months,
fall
and
off.
after that,
He
you know,
fall
falls off.
I just
a
like
little bit.
forget it.
Yeah.
I can work out on my own, and I don't work out anymore.
So your target is go on to
Just
the
carry
end
on.
of the year at least, because then it becomes really habitual, right?
Correct.
Yes,
Correct.
yes.
Correct. Okay.
Change?
And change.
This is the one that I think you'll have a lot to say. I want, yes. And you'll be asking me why. Not
Okay.
completely, but, you know.
Okay.
I want to tone down my narcissistic attitude.
Who called
Tone
you
down.
narcissistic?
My wife.
Oh.
She hates it that I'm a narcissist. I'm like, really? Am I a narcissist?
She would
It's
know.
very
really.
negative.
It is.
But she would know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right?
she would
Okay.
know.
So I was like reflecting. I'm like, yes. But then that's me, you see. I wouldn't be who I am today if I wasn't
Okay.
a narcissist.
So she didn't say stop. She said
No, she said she wants
said
it.
tone.
Yeah. But I'm like, cannot.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
You
start
Yeah, it's
start by
toning down.
toning it down.
You
and
can't
see how
change who you
comfortable
are, though, yeah.
Exactly.
You can't
So
change
that's
who you
why
are.
I'm saying tone down. Because if I were to say, okay, I want to change completely, and
You can't though.
then I'll be a completely different
Yeah.
person.
Okay, you don't have to share what, but
Yeah.
do you have a specific thing? Because narcissism.
I'm the best, lah.
Saying that you're the best. Is
No,
it?
I'm not saying I know.
No, as in you.
He-
you
no, he
tell
probably- he does,
people,
absolutely.
Because
Right?
she's also in the industry, right?
Right,
So
right.
sometimes I feel like she's also competitive. You know what I mean?
Angel is very
But
tickled.
I'm like, I'll just, if my bosses give me the license, I'll blow all of you away. That kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
He's
If
very.
I-
I think what it is.
If
is
I
you're-
want to smash you guys, I'll smash you guys.
You're very good at what you do, but the thing is, I think the problem is not problem. The situation is, you throw it in and rub it in everybody's
Correct.
face. So that's the narcissistic part of
Yeah.
it. Do you know what I mean? And not everyone can take
No,
it.
I think
Yeah.
for who and what you are, that's great. I wouldn't change it.
That competitive
But you've got to
streak.
learn not to take it home.
Yeah, and throw it in your wife's face.
But you see, unfortunately, we all in the same industry, and we're competing
Yeah.
But I think when it comes
for the
to
same
your,
pie.
but when it comes to your wife and yourself, not giving marriage advice, obviously, you can't say I'm better than you, you're better than
But
me.
you see, that's the
because you know what I
problem.
mean. Then it becomes an
You
argument.
see, that's the problem. The good thing is she's doing an evening drive show.
Yeah, thank
Can you
goodness.
imagine if she's doing the morning?
Oh my god. Yeah. All bullets out.
It
So-
is my bosses over here who are asking me to be nice. You know what I mean? If not,
Okay.
no, it's competition.
Yeah, I've seen Glenn with the gloves off.
Oh no.
That's the
okay.
problem.
Okay. Since you've made a commitment, so we're talking about commitment, right?
Yeah.
Just
Oh.
one sec. Let's do this
Okay.
on air.
Okay.
We've got traffic first.
Let's not talk about that. On air. This is for off air. Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We are so pleased to have Dr. Geraldine Tan with us in the studio.
Oh my gosh. He's like a little puppy.
He is.
you know?
Yeah,
Yes.
he's been away from work for a while, so yeah, he's very excited to be back.
I
Yeah.
feel I need to go away a little bit more
Yes,
often.
that's
Like
true.
take short trips.
Yeah.
Or,
To rejuvenate, for
To
sure.
rejuvenate.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Okay.
Dr. Jerry is in the studio and we can smell her.
Yeah. So we're talking about rejuvenation, refreshing,
Yes.
fresh start,
Yes.
effect.
And we were talking about Glenn and his 3 S's and 2 C's. And what we want to do is to have a commitment. So usually when we have a fresh start effect is when we have a temporal landmark. A temporal landmark have 2 different types. There's social landmarks and there is personal landmarks. So social landmarks could be anniversary, somebody's birthday, start of the school term, perhaps getting together, with the friend. Let me just see. Sometimes my brain disappears. Yes, so those
Your brain is
are,
like my brain then.
Little mushy.
yes, a little mushy from all the, holiday and everything. Sorry. Personal landmarks are birthdays, anniversaries, your job changes, graduation. So it's a personal that is unique to the person.
Experiencing it, right? Okay.
Social landmarks are calendar dates, like national holidays, shared by many, many different people. Yeah, so like the
New Year's Day.
1st of January, Chinese New Year, all the different festivities. And you say, I'm going to start something on that day. So that's a social landmark. So,
新年快乐
I heard you were
龙
trying to
年
practice.
大吉 I'm starting to practice already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we will practice. We will hear it,
We
during
will hear it
Chinese.
throughout.
Yes. So
Okay.
when are you gonna start? So you're gonna start sleeping
early today. Starting today.
So I was just curious, like for the others, when do you think you might start? So you don't have
Everything
to-
I'm going to start today.
Today. I think
I'm
that's the best time to start, right?
Well, I'm going to start and stop and suspend everything today. So, okay, just for the benefit of the people who were just watching us earlier on, I plan to start sleeping earlier. I plan to stop being a shopaholic. I plan to suspend drinking alcohol until Chinese New Year. I plan to continue working out religiously 3 times a week with my personal trainer. Forever and ever. And I plan to change, or rather, in terms of change, I plan to tone down my narcissistic attitude because my wife says I'm a narcissist.
Big changes.
Yes.
Very big change.
So
changes,
sometimes
Tone
when
down
you
is
have,
not a problem. Ask me to stop being a narcissist, I can't.
You can't. No, that's your character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now the worry is you're gonna start doing it everything in one day.
Yeah.
No,
Is that
is
even possible?
Is that
It's a
not
bit
right?
heavy. It's a bit heavy and a bit unfair for yourself also because you just thought about it. Then you say, I'm going to impose everything today. So that's what people tend to do, right? They come up with a list of New Year resolutions. And then come 1st of January, they stare at that list and go, I really want to,
But it's too much.
The body
I'm-
is weak.
But I'm looking
the
at this
mind
right
is
now,
willing, but the body is
and
weak.
I feel like, okay, the only 2 that I feel will be difficult for me are the stop being a shopaholic and drinking. I already feel like a gin soda now.
Oh, wow, that was quick. Oh my goodness!
No,
you just came up with this 5 minutes ago, and you're
I
like,
know.
I already feel like
Exactly.
a drink. Okay,
So the rest, I'm confident I can
Okay.
I can
So
achieve.
start with those first.
Which one?
the ones that you're confident
Yes.
of doing.
Yeah. Start with
Yeah.
that and leave the
But if
others.
those are easy, then not a problem.
There's not a challenge.
Cement that.
I'm
Cement
telling you,
that
the
first.
sleeping one is not that easy. You want to
No.
sleep at 10 o'clock from 1 a.m.?
It's damn hard.
I've got a doctor friend. I'll just get sleeping
That's-
pills.
No, that's not how you
Well,
do
he
it.
could train to do it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go into picture.
Okay,
TV.
let's continue to talk about this. On the Big Show TV, it is 8:17.
But I was
Can
going to
one.
tell you, you don't have to wait till Chinese New Year to start drinking because you're already going away at the beginning of February.
That is true.
So
My
you have
golf
less to
trip
wait.
for
Yeah,
sure I'll
yeah.
be drinking.
There you go.
For 4 days.
See,
Yeah, but it's still dry January though.
Yeah, so
Still
just
dry.
keep
Look
them
at
up.
his face.
I
Ay,
should just take out the damn drinking
Oh
thing for
dear.
now. Suspend something
Okay,
else.
I know when you came up with this list, I said it's ever evolving.
Doesn't
that
mean
doesn't
straight
mean
away.
you evolve after 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta stick to it.
Well, no, but
Just stick to
how?
it. You see, your fitness and your drinking will go hand in hand.
Yes.
It will.
Yeah.
You'll find yourself with more stamina. You'll find your skin looking better.
Which one?
You'll-
For what?
So,
So
if you
give-
stop drinking and
and
then you
start
continue
exercising.
your exercise, it'll go hand in hand.
Yeah, I mean that's what I've been doing actually. You know, so I only started drinking again during this festive
Oh,
period.
it's reignited your love for it.
Yeah. I mean,
And then your
But-
drinking will affect the sleep as well. It's gonna affect everything.
Okay, let me give you the other side of the coin, though.
Okay.
You gave it up, and this Christmas period, you took it back up again. You've already
Yes.
proven you can do it.
Of course I
Exactly.
can.
Because you gave it
Yeah,
up.
yeah.
So you can do it again.
Yeah.
It's just 30
You
days.
see,
You know?
the more we tell him to do it, the more he doesn't want to do it. So let's just leave him.
no, lah. I
Just
mean,
leave him. It's something, but it's a decision
See-
that you got to make yourself,
see,
right?
I'm only doing this for you, no. I don't usually put things down like this and
Oh,
go like,
right,
oh, start,
yeah,
stop.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
basically go with how I feel, right? If I feel like drinking, I'll drink. If I feel like stopping, I'll stop. You know, and if I'm working out really, really hard, then my body doesn't feel like consuming that alcohol either.
Because you
You know
feel
what
so
I mean?
fit. Yeah.
But when I need to put it down like that,
then
then okay
that may
lah.
not be something that you want to put down. It could be something else that you want to put down. So don't put it down for the sake of putting it down. You see?
Yeah.
This is so unusual. Suspend.
Suspend, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I never
it doesn't
expect
mean
a
stop
suspend, you know.
forever.
It's usually
yeah.
just start, stop. There's no
Exactly.
suspend.
I like the suspend because you kind of like put it aside for
Pause,
now.
yes,
Pause it.
yes.
Pause. Pause.
Yeah, you're putting something on
Pause.
pause.
Isn't-
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I like
Not-
the pause though.
Not used to suspend though.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, let me think about it.
Okay.
So I'll take the drinking out, and then I'll put
See what
something
you
else
wanna
in
suspend.
there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not good to just put a landmark there and not. So you're committed to that time. That's what people tend to do, but there's no continuity. So come that day, you might say, okay, I might do it for one day, and then that's it. Or you might feel like, oh, okay, but maybe today is not the day, and
That's
then you
procrastination, isn't it?
shift your goalposts.
Yeah.
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 That I feel is procrastination because it's just easy to say, I'm not going to start today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too difficult.
But I think
Yeah.
if there's anything here that that is okay to kind of like change, it's the suspend part. Because this part here is, as I said, kind of unusual. Right?
It's temporary.
I mean, if I were to change what I want to start or what I
Yeah.
want to stop, that's, that I feel is quite serious. But the suspend part is,
See, it's quite
No.
interesting. He looks at it that way. I look at the suspend part as almost a cleansing.
Yes, like a refresh.
It's a cleansing.
Yeah.
a temporary.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's temporary.
Cleansing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A cleansing.
But you
yeah.
can have that suspend with you, for example, throughout the year. So my suspend is I'm not going to touch another drink until I go to Africa, right? Which is not so bad. It's 19 days, not far off. Now it's 18 days,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But if I feel
No
that-
lah, you're an
But
alcoholic.
thanks. But if I feel on the 19th of January when I'm going that I want to continue suspending my drinking for the
You can.
entire trip of South, it's not going to happen, of South Africa, then I'm. But so it can
yes, you
eventually
can.
become
Yes,
permanent,
yes.
right?
Yeah,
it can
yeah,
eventually
you
go
can.
to something else.
Why
Yeah.
would you want to quit drinking permanently?
No, I don't want to quit drinking permanently, but I do want to quit drinking for now. I want to suspend it. I drank way too much during
And
the
all
silly
that
season.
she's saying is now. That may well change on the 19th of January.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. On the 19th, absolutely, I'm going to Changi Airport and have a drink there for sure.
What do you think, Ajori?
It is the current situation that we're talking about. So when we look at a fresh start, we really want to gun for it. We want to just start on a clean slate. Yeah. But there are some times where, you go into it and then you feel, I try and I try and I try again. It still doesn't work. You can feel quite demoralized.
So then you can change it.
Well,
if you
then
want
you can
to.
change. That's why I started with the 3 S's and 2 C's so that we've got a framework and we don't fail. Because most of the time people go into that fresh start without that framework.
But to be fair, how long should we stick to it to give ourselves a good chance?
3 months.
3 months. Okay.
3 months.
3
That's
months.
easy.
That's 3 months.
3 months.
not
That's
so
why
bad.
we have our quarterly goals and
Okay.
check-ins. Yeah.
Okay.
So
So-
enough time for us to try something, procrastinate about it, kind of start, not quite sure, and it takes 1 week to kind of go,
Create a
okay,
habit, right?
It takes 2 weeks.
2 weeks for a habit.
For a habit. But the first 2 weeks is always very tough. By the third week, you get into that whole momentum. By the first month, maybe it gets a bit better. So that's why we need 3 months.
What about a suspend though? Suspend is so temporary, right? How long should we give ourselves a chance for that? Is there no timeline for
There's
the
no
suspend?
timeline.
Okay.
That was
There's no
Cheyenne, by the way,
timeline.
behind me. Just to let you guys know. Next time, Cheyenne, you pass by, right?
You stop.
You need to stoop like that and smile.
And say hello. Yeah. At each camera.
So we're
Just
talking
wait.
about suspend. So suspend can be something that I keep pushing the goalpost.
What was yours, huh? What was your suspension? Do you remember?
I do have it somewhere.
Ah, you can't remember.
Yeah, he hasn't sent it
is
to
up with that?
Shalini yet.
No, I haven't sent it to Charlene.
I
hasn't done
would
his
have,
homework.
but it's in my
Putting
office.
everyone else first.
Oh, that's right. He's going to suspend that.
Wait, you mean you haven't already been doing that?
No, he's been doing it. He wants to stop doing it.
I want to start putting myself first. For
He
a
wants to
while.
start putting himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Yeah. So
And you wanted to stop being.
I wanted to stop being so easily hurt.
Yeah. His was very deep.
Mine
Yeah.
was
You
very,
missed it,
Mine was
yeah.
very emotional.
He was crying last
It was
week.
very
Yeah, it was very emotional.
I wasn't crying, but it was very emotional.
Almost.
But why are you so easily hurt though? That's like a
No, you
that's
can't.
like a girly
No,
trait.
you cannot
No,
say that.
you
See, that's
no,
an
sorry.
awful
You
thing
see,
to
that,
say.
that's what gets my blood boiling.
Yeah, don't
Oh.
minimize
It's not,
his feelings.
It's not a girly trick.
It's not.
Okay.
It's not a girly
Stop
trick.
it, Glenn.
Okay,
Okay,
we're going
Trev.
back on it.
Hate the way he pushes my
Aiyo.
buttons.
Yeah, I know. It's like, why are you crying? There's nothing to cry about.
Stop crying! Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is from the therapy room. Award-winning psychologist, Dr. Geraldine Tan. Good morning, Jerry.
Morning!
Good morning, Dr. Jerry. It's the 2nd of January.
Yes!
It's time.
Happy New Year!
It sounds like a rooster.
It sounds like a rooster.
You want to hear my rooster?
Yeah.
Can you believe it? I used to do this every morning.
Oh my god.
Every morning because they wouldn't let me bring a real cockerel in.
And you can see why as well.
Yes.
So I had
because
to do
then there would have been the argument between the real cockerel and Glenn.
Oh my goodness.
As to who was better.
Right?
I'm a screamer in that
Oh
sense.
dear.
Remember the live streaming, which I changed to live screaming.
Screaming.
So in the morning before we start the Big Show, or rather at the start of the Big Show TV, I would go like,
Oh, I remember
My
that.
head. Ouch. My ears. Okay.
live screaming time. okay. Anyway, we're talking about fresh beginnings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So the good and bad of it, right? So the good part is that we separate the failures from that point forward. So you are able to forget about the past or put the past behind or the failure behind. Sometimes you limit yourself. So the fresh start can help them, give them a bit more motivation, a bit more willpower, a bit more energy to then start whatever that they want to do. Now the not so good part is sometimes restarting can feel a bit demoralizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Or the fresh start, you might have heard this before. It's a little bit irrational. Oh, my marriage is having problems, so I want to have a baby.
Oh, God, that's the wrong thing to
that's-
do.
Yeah.
That's
Terrible.
suicide.
Yeah. It's a
Suicide.
terrible
You're right.
decision.
That is.
Yeah.
Because a
Yeah.
baby is not going to save your relationship.
No, but sometimes it can be irrational. So, that would not be a good thing for a fresh start. Yeah, but talking about first start, I wanted us to focus because, I always talk about 5 pillars, right? And one of the pillars that I often emphasize on is the social aspect. So first start or keeping things fresh is something that I wanted to focus on. Also, how to keep relationships fresh.
New lingerie.
Yeah, that always works, man. That works for me.
Oh dear. FD's an easy buy.
I'm an easy husband. It's okay.
So easy.
Easy, man.
I thought you were the easy one.
Yeah, I thought I was the easy one. Now we know who's the easy one.
He's so cheap.
Okay. Anyway, I'm very excited to introduce this new song by Carol G. This is fresh on Kiss 92. This is Que Chimba de Vida. Enjoy this one on Kiss 92.
So how do we keep things fresh?
Yeah, I was still thinking about the lingerie.
I'm trying to get away from that now.
What do you mean E?
It's like he... Oh, it's not you putting on the lingerie.
Come on.
Maybe she will feel like, hey, that's very fresh.
Oh my goodness.
To see my husband in
This
lingerie.
is true. You never know how people run their lives behind closed
I'm
doors.
Okay.
not getting
I
into
will shift it
lingerie.
away. I'm
Yes,
not only
please,
talking
please.
about couple relationship. I'm talking about families. I'm talking about friendship.
Right.
I'm talking about like in your workspaces,
You
in
have
your
to.
life.
You have to be specific.
Keeping things fresh because people often say, "Oh, my work is so mundane." Day in day out, I do the same thing, or I've seen my friends so many times. I don't know what to talk to them about. Yeah, so I'm talking about keeping things fresh. So yes,
I think listening
interesting.
to the other person. A lot of people don't listen.
Don't be a narcissist.
I think a lot of people listen but don't hear.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, but proper.
Sometimes it's so
listening.
hard to just listen. You listen, and you just feel like, okay, I need to say something. Yeah,
No,
right now.
But sometimes
suspend the need.
Suspend the need. Sometimes the person doesn't need you to
Then
say
your face will
anything.
look funny when you're talking to the person. You're like that. You know what I mean?
Glenn.
Yes,
I can never be a psychologist. Can you
No.
imagine if I was a
No,
psychologist?
no.
he would be talking nonstop.
You will be the one
Yeah,
talking
exactly.
to your clients.
you're in the right profession. It's okay. You can be the best for today.
Okay, so back to that. How do we keep things fresh in a relationship?
All of us are in relationships,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's why I wanted to ask all of you, like, what do you think? So it could be listen. What other things, could we include in keeping things fresh?
Yeah. Look, I've been in quite a number of marriages already, and every single marriage is the same. It always starts off like really, really nice, and
That's
at
the
some
honeymoon
point it's like,
period, yeah.
oh my goodness, okay,
I'm done.
Choppy waters. We need to
Yeah, so
just,
how do you
just
keep-
wait for the
storm to pass.
Yes, for the storm to pass.
But that's the storm
that's
pass
everyone.
on its own, or is that just letting it bury without actually facing
And it will
the issue?
resurface again.
Yeah.
It will resurface.
I
Is
mean,
that a good thing to
if
do?
there are really issues to be dealt with, then we deal with the issues. But I think what Glenn mentioned about like the start is always
Rosy,
really
yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
You've got something there. Let's go with that a little bit. So
Okay.
what is in the beginnings that makes things so nice?
It's fresh. It's new.
It's
what
fresh.
about
You're
it? It's
willing to
fresh.
accept. You're willing to accept each other for who you are.
No, but
who
you're
they
also
are.
finding out everything
You're
new.
learning.
You're learning
You're
about
continuously
Learning.
Yeah.
learning.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're learning.
Yeah.
So when we are at different stages of our relationship with work, relationship with our daily life, relationship with the self, relationship with the people, we want to continue to relearn.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
But how do we continue to relearn somebody
Exactly.
that you already know? It's kind of like you're sitting there going, oh.
Okay.
No.
Let me
Are
ask,
we
let me ask you a
talking about like
question.
16 years later? Or what?
I think
13 years later.
any time.
Let me ask you a question. Do you ever really know the person? Because everyone is evolving all the time.
True, and people
Do
change,
you ever
right?
really know?
Yes.
No, I think that's the problem. The problem is at some point someone goes like, people change. And then you go
Yes.
like, okay, but then do you want me to change? Because it's hard for me to change. You know
No,
what I mean?
not
It's like,
that kind of change.
Yeah.
People like you so me as well in my relationship with my husband or with my friends or whatever, we both are changing, but which direction are we changing in? if our goals change, then is it still viable to be in that relationship, or do you continue to evolve and try and meet in the middle again? Do you know what I mean? Or do you just say, you know what, let's just go our separate ways because our goals are now two polars? You know what I mean?
So you relearn about yourself and you relearn about the other person. So you need to know about both parties also. So even with friendships, same thing. You relearn about the other person and you learn about yourself also, and see whether the goals align. Same thing in work.
But it's
Whether your
not
values
about
are-
changing yourself,
No,
right?
So that you can come to a compromise, because when two people come together, whether it's a couple, friend, or work, right? You learn about the other person and you decide, can I come together? You know, do our values collide and can we make it work? Or maybe we will try to make it work. That's what we learn about that situation, right? Yeah.
I think the hardest thing with what Jerry is talking about is that when you learn like this,
Yes.
eventually at some point, the question will come, what am I willing to give up?
Do you have to give up?
Give up. That's
you have
not
to give
fair,
up?
right?
Wow,
Yeah, it does
happen.
I struggle with that because in many situations I use the word compromise and not sacrifice.
Yeah.
So when we
That's unreasonable.
learn-
It's almost unreasonable for
No,
someone to go
I
like,
think-
give up.
No.
Sacrifice.
I am not asking you to give up. I am saying
I have to give
I
up.
understand what her goals are. I understand what my goals are.
Yeah.
I want to make the effort to meet.
Correct.
Then both of
What-
you have to compromise. Yeah.
What am I willing to? I can't answer her question. I can't say what is she
Yeah,
willing.
yeah.
But what am I willing to give up
To get there.
to meet?
But why
Yeah.
do you have to though? Huh?
Because sometimes you do.
Sometimes you do. So
But I
Okay, we
think
go
she's
on air
saying
and talk,
that-
but I think this is interesting.
I think she's saying the narrative is different. It needs to be compromise, not so much sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
why
But what is
the
the
whole give up.
Is
That's why I'm
sacrifice.
saying it's a little bit.
It's
hard,
Okay.
Shalini.
It's linguistics.
Okay. Stand by. Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We have with us Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room.
Yeah,
So-
we're talking about compromise, sacrifice, giving up.
Angel brought up this thing of two people in a relationship, their goals are going in opposite directions, but you both want to work to make it come together. So I say, what are you willing to give up? Dr. Jerry says it's compromise.
Yes.
Yes.
Not sacrifice.
Not
It's
sacri-
the
wait.
Okay.
Can you keep everything you have and still compromise?
Does everything you have also evolve?
Something's got to give.
Why do you have to compromise?
No.
No, both.
He's talking on behalf of himself.
Yeah.
He
Yes.
cannot talk on behalf of the other person
I can't.
because the other person will have to make their own compromises.
compromises.
You know
Yes.
what I mean?
So what I'm
Yes.
saying is, can I keep everything I have, everything I want, everything, I keep it all, but I want to compromise. You can't. Something's got to give.
So when you make a choice, there's always one choice that you have to give up. You're absolutely right.
You have to.
So I guess, when we talk about the linguistic part of things, right? So yes, it's not just language. I think I'm coming from the more emotional aspect where I hear a lot of people, whether it's approaching, the couplehood, friendship or work or any other areas of their life. And they say, why do I have to be the one to give up? Now, the emotional voice that I'm hearing is filled with anger, resentment.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to use sacrifice, where I choose and I'm willing
Yes.
to then forgo this choice for this particular choice. Because
make
it is
this
true.
work.
Life
Yeah.
is about choices, right? And it depends on which path you take. You need to forgo the other path. It is true. But you are reconciled within yourself that, the other path, I choose to let go of that. I won't
And
take that.
all I'm saying is sometimes it's a hard decision to make.
But you
But
also
you
have,
have to make it.
You have to be at peace with the decisions
You
that
have
you
to.
make as well.
Correct.
Else
You
you're
have to
going
be.
to completely resent the other person.
You have to be.
So it is the emotional intent behind whether it is sacrifice or whether it is compromise.
Yeah. I think before, the good old days, right? It was easier. Like during our parents' time.
I don't know. I
It's
think,
like, basically, the wife just becomes a homemaker, that's all.
and the wife sticks with it because
Yeah.
there's nowhere else to go, and you don't get divorced and all that. I'm not sure if it was
Correct.
better at that time, but more people were
Less-
repressed.
Less
at the time.
complicated because everyone knew their roles.
Wow.
No, I think
Back then, I'm saying
That sounds a little bit chauvinistic, though.
I completely
These
understand.
days it's different.
I completely understand where Glenn is coming from, because in those days the women never saw it as repression.
Yeah.
It was where I was. And the
But
man
you see,
was,
which-
and the man was
Yeah.
where he
A lot
was.
of them
couple-
were very unhappy, though.
Exactly.
A lot
Yeah.
were very
Exactly,
unhappy.
but they stayed together for
Yeah.
the children and all
Whatever.
that. I mean, we saw everything.
It was
Yeah.
it was very different time.
Right?
No, I know, I get that.
People
As
thought
opposed to
differently.
right now, it's like, oh, okay, not happy, divorce. And after that, the kids are like, what,
Torn apart.
2 years old, you know. And so, which is better, you think?
I don't know.
I'm not
Dr.
Parents made huge sacrifices for their children.
Yeah, they gave up jobs, they gave up
not forget that.
careers.
I know
Yeah.
my parents were not exactly
Yeah.
very, very happy, you know,
Yeah.
in the marriage,
Yeah.
but they stuck
Yeah.
together for us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But to me,
Absolutely.
like a relationship like that affects the children as well. So it's kind of like rock and
Which
hard
is-
place. you
Come
know?
on, look at me. How perfect did I turn out?
Broken
What are you talking about?
broken family versus unhappy children or unhappy household. That to me is my rationale.
Yeah, I'm not saying what is right and what
No,
is
I
wrong,
know,
Dr.
yeah,
Jerry.
yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm just
No,
saying that
no.
during that time it was like that.
Yeah.
These days it's different. I mean, it's modern now.
I think all of us are here today trying to make the world a bit of a better
place.
space,
Yeah.
you know. So the unhappiness that we are talking about, we want to make it a little bit better. So that's why we are talking about keeping things fresh.
Yeah.
You know, and the initial phases that I was talking that you were talking about, you know, we find out about the other person's favorite food, favorite color, you know,
Yeah.
you were talking about listening to the other person. And over the years, people change and tastes change.
Yeah.
So we want to find out. So
Yeah.
what's your favorite food again? You know, different stages of our lives,
Yeah.
right?
Changes,
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that for our children
Right.
because from infant to toddlerhood to when they're in primary school, lower primary, upper primary, there are all these differences, and we learn about our children. When they get into their teens, we continue to learn about them,
Right.
and their music taste changes, you know, and it's lovely to see the teens showing the parents like, oh, this is my Spotify list. Oh, it's changed again.
So adults like children have different stages where you change
exactly.
as
So
well.
we need to find out about I see the red card, but I'll finish my sentence
Yeah.
about the different favorite things in their life at that point in
Yeah,
time.
you can always finish your sentences and take your time. Oh, it's we who need to shut up and move on. Okay, guests are always right.
Aww.
Okay, so anyway, it's time for you to ask Dr. Jerry anything you want, okay?
Okay, when we come back, I've got a couple from Facebook.
On our Facebook page.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Here's Adele with Oh My God on Kiss 92.
Okay, we got a couple of minutes to deal with questions. Christopher Lee comes across and says, Jerry, when you compromise too much, it is taken as a sign of weakness. True or false?
So when it is compromise that is not expressed, that means you just take it upon yourself, right? And you just be the only one that goes, okay, I'm giving. Just like FD, you're
Yeah.
giving, you're giving. And everybody, you know,
It's
don't know what to
taking.
do with it. They just keep taking. They do that assumption of, okay, if I push a little bit more, FD will give.
We'll give.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's like that.
Yeah.
I've known
Yeah.
him for many,
Yes.
many years. He's
Yeah.
like, give,
Yeah. Yeah.
and after that, pissed
Yeah.
off.
And
Yeah, yes,
It's like,
yes.
what's up with that? Then stop giving so much.
but I feel like if you give so much, right, then you're left with nothing.
You're
You know what I
left,
mean?
very,
Because
you're left
you're-
very tired.
And very emotionally
Empty.
unsatisfied.
Okay.
Empty
And then
because
you
you've
look
given
pale as
everything.
well.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so
because I don't go in the sun.
Oh, the color has nothing to do with it?
So what Chris and FD can do is to verbalize what you've given and sometimes ask.
But
So that can be something.
is it... do you have to be brave to verbalize what you want, though?
Yes.
Do you know what
Yes.
I mean?
Of course.
Yes.
Do you write down what you want and then, you know, this is my list of what I want?
Yes. Yeah, but in order to like suspend, you know, giving so much, we need to put something else in place. So that's the other thing about just taking away something, right? You actually need to put something in place. You need to give back something. So even in parenting, what we do is you want to take away the phone, you need to give them a substitute.
Oh.
You need to give them something else. You cannot completely take away. So what Glenn was talking about was toning down. So we're not completely taking away because that would
The
crumble
narcissism.
Yes. Toning
down.
down my narcissistic attitude.
Can you
Now, I
replace it with anything else?
No, his is toned down.
Toned down. So,
Toned
it's not,
down.
So
okay,
we're not
it's okay.
taking away.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
it's
just
just
toning
tuning
down.
down.
Okay,
Yeah.
Smart or not, Dr. Jerry? Am I smart?
You're
Toned
always
down.
very
Am I
smart.
smart?
Why are you
for a star.
asking for
Okay,
affirmation?
Okay, so we have to replace. The other question we have is from Yu-Fi, who says, Jerry, you talked about the 5 pillars. Can
Yes.
you recap
The 5 pillars: physical, intellectual, emotional, social, spiritual.
Of wellness, is it? No,
of being of the person,
of you,
yeah,
right.
yeah. And I use it in various ways. So stay tuned because very often I'll be using it.
okay. Pay attention.
Thank
okay.
you.
That's it from Facebook
Yeah.
for
Really?
today.
That's
yeah.
all?
Yeah, we got
That's
2
it.
questions today.
Everyone's
Okay.
back at work.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, but this is cool. So from now on, from 8:40 all the way to 9:30, we'll be no kidding.
One more just
One
came
more,
in.
one
About
more.
8:50, 10 minutes of Q&A.
One more just came in. The idea of compromise, and we have to give up things when we compromise.
Yeah.
True, we never give up our values.
We never give
Never
up.
give up
So
our
we don't
values.
compromise our values.
Values.
Yeah.
Or ethics, right? I mean, you shouldn't, your principles.
If you have a good partner, they will never ask you
Ask
to
you to-
compromise
Yes.
those
Yeah.
things.
Yes.
If you've got a partner who asks you to compromise like, your values and what
Yeah,
else?
no.
Your ethics and all that,
Ethics, no.
Yeah.
divorce that person straight
Oh.
away.
Aiyo.
because your morals
Kick
and all
that
that
person
should
out of
never
your
change.
life.
Yeah, it should never
Your
change.
morals should never change.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yes.
So
your
Ming-
partner should always compliment you and bring the best out of you.
Yes, and I think you should grow. But I
Yeah.
like this idea because I mean, all of us here have been in relationships for so long, and sometimes it gets tiring. And how, like you were saying, how to keep.
Things fresh.
I mean, it's
right?
not. It's not so much about keeping that spark that you first had when you met and stuff like that, because that you can never bring back, right?
No.
But how do we keep it fresh so that both parties are still interested in being there as much as they were when they started?
Yes.
Do you know what I
Yes.
mean? You know,
Yeah. Yes.
it's not about the honeymoon period,
No.
but I think we
No.
can all be a little bit kinder, maybe, because I feel like we get very complacent when it comes to our partners.
Yes.
You know, that they're
Yes.
always there and
Yeah.
you know, you see them 24 hours or whatever it is.
I
you
think
know?
what's important is just to make your partner feel loved. That's the most
I
important
think
thing. And
not-
it doesn't need to be physical or anything like that.
No,
You know,
no.
if you make your partner feel appreciated and loved,
important,
then then the expectations from each other will. I mean, you won't be demanding stuff of each
Yeah.
other.
I think
So
I
much.
think we need to be very careful with what Glenn said. A lot of people don't realize how important the physical side of a relationship is to their partner because you don't talk enough.
Women, are
Yeah.
you listening?
No, no.
Oh.
In this day and age,
It's both.
men,
It's-
listen up. Hello. It is
Yeah.
important.
If you men are not ready all the time, I don't know what's wrong.
But
You'd
I
be
think
surprised.
I think also tonality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people tend to be very harsh at home. But then when it comes to friends and family, everyone's so loving because you don't see them as much or you don't talk to them as much, right? But because you're always talking to your partner, you kind of just
Good
like,
point.
you know, you
Yeah,
can,
yeah.
you're
To
not
take
as
note.
kind. You're not, you know, you're maybe a little bit ruder because you don't realize it. But I think I feel that does happen. I've seen
Okay.
people talk to partners and all that, and just like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
Okay.
do this, or whatever
So we
it is.
can all try this today by being gentler.
Gentler,
At home.
yeah.
How come I
Something
feel like I'm
gentle.
that way? You know, I'm like very gentle at home, but sometimes still not good enough. No?
Oh.
Why?
I tell you a classic mistake I used to
But I
make.
don't know. I can't hear myself. you
Yeah.
see.
We
Yeah.
can't hear ourselves.
You can't, you
That's
don't.
true.
You
But
can't
it's
hear
like
yourself.
it's like, really? Am I shouting?
No.
Yeah, yeah.
No. Am I like raising my voice, or
Yeah,
is
no.
my voice really loud?
No,
That's why
I'm
I tell my
sorry.
husband sometimes. I'm like, why are you shouting? Like,
And he
calm
doesn't
down.
know, right?
No, he doesn't
see,
realize
no.
it. He doesn't
Don't-
realize it.
Don't.
Love us, lah. Anyway,
No, it's
we
not.
don't know.
A lesson I've learned, sorry, because I've been in relationships a lot longer than you are. It's not that you can't hear yourself. You don't listen,
Listen to yourself. Yeah.
What do you mean?
This was my wife taught me this. She said, when you open your mouth and you're talking, listen to what comes out of your mouth.
Yeah.
Okay.
And play.
Listen.
Not everybody has
yourself.
big ears like
No.
you.
Ayo.
It's easier for you, man.
But you got to play it back. You
I've
gotta
got
play it back.
something nice for all of you. So, in with social resources, you know, so there's the physical aspect. There's also the gifts part, and we just had the Christmas pass us by with all the gifts and everything. And I realized people give for the sake of giving, and then they get stressed buying all the gifts and
Yes.
everything. No, I've got gifts for all of you.
You already gave us gifts.
Oh, wow.
Shopping voucher.
So cute.
Oh, thank you.
You said that out loud, by the way.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you.
Oh my. Which one? Oh.
Okay, so gifts are something that I want us to all take note of and be a bit
cute.
mindful
Yummy.
this
Little snack.
this year, because gifts are a great way to find out about the other person or find out about yourself.
Face mask.
I
Yes.
like. Oh my God. I need this.
She's trying to tell you something.
When my face is approved, whether this works or
Going
not.
back on it.
Going back on air.
Yeah, when I was in Hong Kong, I'm like, oh no, I've got the zit coming out here, another zit here. Then I went to press this one. Then after that, now it's like, Geraldine Tan in the house. Dr.
Yes.
Geraldine Tan, of course, award-winning psychologist from the therapy room. And of course, this new year begins an extension of our Big Show TV by 10 minutes.
Yes,
Yeah.
because we
Yay.
always need to chat. So you just gave us these little gift
so
bags.
Right.
Gifts are maybe I know about you, so I give you something that I think you need. I think you need, or I give you something that maybe I want to tell you something.
Expresses
So,
about yourself,
yes.
maybe?
So you will notice that in your little bag, and my office always has this. They always have little bags from me. There are many different things inside. It just means that wherever I go, I would think of you.
Oh,
And I purposefully bought this. This is
I know.
spicy.
I just looking at the little bird with the fire coming out of his mouth.
So this almond with hot
and spicy almonds.
Yeah, that's because I love spice.
Me
So,
too.
This is from Korea.
yes,
And
it's
these
from
are so
Korea.
cute, these little pancake things,
I
like
know.
the blinis. Little blinis.
So enjoy, everyone. So
Thank you.
I went everywhere and I thought of all of you.
And you
Yes,
can hear us opening up the plastic.
Okay, I
Thank
will
you.
end with
Okay.
my conclusion, and I'm going to go with a comma because yes, there's a semicolon in mental health where people with depression or suicidal attempt, and they tattoo a semicolon.
What's that mean?
It means that a continuation. It could have been
Life
an
is not
ending.
done.
Yeah, so
Right.
a semicolon has a period and a comma,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like it could have been an ending, but
period.
I'm going to continue my life.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it's like a
Wow.
fresh start. But for all of us, I think for the teens now, what is more common is just a comma.
They're actually tattooing this, a comma.
They're not tattooing. They're saying, comma. And I go like, what is a comma? So I've learned, right? So in grammar, it is like, I continue a sentence. I put a pause and I continue a sentence.
Yeah.
So a comma in mental health is a time to pause, reflect, catch our breath, and then move on. And our goals are also like commas because once we reach our goal, it's the next goal.
Wow, I like that.
nice,
I like that.
nice.
So no periods in
No
life.
periods in life.
I
Only
see.
Good
commas.
Wow,
Good
okay.
one.
I like
Yeah,
that.
so
the
a
commas.
way to start our year.
Nice.
Comma.
Very good.
No full stop.
Jerry.
What?
Ginseng tea.
Ginseng tea.
Oh, ginseng
What did you
tea.
think they were?
Oh my god!
Sorry. Oh, no, the package is a little bit rectangular.
Glenn! Bye, everyone. I'll
Thank
see
you, Dr.
next
Geraldine
week.
Tan. Thank you. This has been The Big Show TV.